Welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel New Game Plus. Ooh, Field Day Day 3. And the siren calls the sheep. That was another great meal. I don't think I could eat another bite. After how much we ate yesterday, I'm surprised we're still able to pack away this much food. Well, you're all growing boys and girls, so eat up. Riding takes a lot of energy, so I'd say eating like this is normal after a day out on the plains. Would anyone like more? I should probably refrain. If there's any chicken left, we can wrap it in bamboo and take it with us. Who knows, we might need something to gnaw on while we're out for the day. Okay. Oh, let me help too. I'll pour leftover tea into some containers for you. Ah, thanks. You really are too kind. You're our guests. What kind of host would we be if we didn't treat you as such? Anyway, here's a grand list of the tasks you'll be tending to today. Receive study envelope June. What do we got? Field study day 2 assigned tasks. North Highlands North Monster. A large unknown monster has been seen around the northern part of the Highlands. It must be exterminated at all costs. Details unknown. Location southwest area of the northern Highlands near a cliff edge. Blacken. Oh, we've got a lot of other stuff to do today. Potentially some secret quests. I figured it couldn't hurt to give you fewer than yesterday. Feel free to take advantage of that extra time to do whatever strikes your fancy. Maybe go off the beaten path a bit. Yes, because there's a lot of different things we need to do. Understood. Thank you again for everything. Did you want to spend some more time with your grandfather today, Elisa? It sounds like you weren't able to spend much time with him yesterday. Gwyn stayed at the Elder's home yesterday, right? I imagine he ought to be up and about soon. We'd have no objections to completing this morning's task without you if you wish to spend more time with them. Yes, Victor. Hi. What? Again, are you there? Elder? Yes, I'm here. Oh! Elver and Gwyn, too. Oh, and Norton. Oh, good morning. Grandfather? Norton? Morning, everyone. Sorry to intrude. Judging by the looks on your faces, it seems not all is well. I'm afraid you're right. We just received word from Cinder Gate just a short while ago. They say the Imperial Army's watchtower has been attacked. Huh? What? It sounds like it all happened in the middle of the night. And that's not the last of it either. The Republican Army's base has been attacked too. This isn't gonna be pretty. Same day, 8 hours. 8 o'clock. And the airships are roaming. Well, this is gonna be a busy day. 3rd Armored Division military airships, Calvard, clear. Republican Army 8th Area Division, Aviation Regiment, Aldebaran. Aldebaran. Such destruction. Azax. Airborne Armored Division being sent out first as always, I see. I suppose it's only a matter of time before they give the order to the armored regiments, too. Lieutenant General, we've confirmed the deaths of 2 of the guards. A further 3 have sustained serious injuries, but we've been able to stabilize their condition. I see. Have the medics see to them the second they arrive. Yes, sir. Contact Thunder Gate. Prepare the 3rd Armored Division for deployment. I want all armored vehicles ready to move before I return. Same day, 9:30. Hey, you sure you don't need us to help? I appreciate your willingness, but we'll be fine. We're used to the procedures for moving the settlement in case of an emergency. The same goes for you guys. I assume you'll be heading to Zender Gate to learn more about the current situation from Lieutenant General Vander. Not as a citizen of Nord, but as a student of Thor's military academy. I will.
Will you be staying here, Grandfather?
I will. I can use the truck after all. And since I was here anyway, I might as well do what I can to get the settlement ready to move.
Alright. Please take care of yourself.
I'm sorry, Elder Lakan. I feel terrible that I can't help you when you need it most. You have your own job to do. There's no need to worry about us. May the blessing of the winds and the goddess be with you all. Take care.
We will.
We must make for Zender Gate at once.
Indeed.
We need to find out as much as we can about what happened. Photographer Norton accompanied the party. The northern reaches of the Nord Highlands are temporarily inaccessible. So we're just focused on the south, but still we have a lot of people to talk to. There's still that one quest, which is temporary, but still there's probably some other stuff we need to do too. I'll be sticking around with the people here for now. They've left me in charge of driving the truck. It works for me too, I guess. Walking back to the cabin on my own would be a little bit rough on me.
This isn't a time for jokes, Grandfather. You know things are about to get really dangerous here.
I know. We're used to switching locations should any trouble arise, so don't worry about us. It's not entirely unheard of for things to become tense between Erebony and Calvard. It happens once every few years, in fact. Moving north does seem like the safest bet. Don't get too worked about all this, Gaius. You know that we're used to doing this. Yeah.
Gaius?
I wasn't expecting us to have to relocate so soon, but I guess we don't have much of a choice. Seems like there are some fatalities over at the watchtower. I'm sure it'll only get worse if war actually breaks out too. We have a duty to keep our families safe from that.
Ifa will take Amir's yurt and Yenga will take Elder Ivan's. And be careful, you guys. Make sure you're back before it gets too dangerous.
Oh, we will be back. Don't worry. It'll take us a while, but we'll get there. Who else is around here? Well, there's the horses. Oh, I still need to go to the trading post and a bunch of other stuff too. So let's just pop in here. I've met some Erebonies before, and I want to believe that they're not the kind of people to needlessly start a war. But, well, there's no sense in getting caught up in that line of thought. Right now, we need to focus on leaving before things reach the point of no return. Oh, horsies. Can you tell me the latest and greatest? No. I can't. Fudge. I was hoping to get the lowdown from them, but no, I won't. Hey, you two.
They said we're moving because some scary people are coming. I don't want to move, though. There's still loads of places here I haven't been to yet.
You want to check on things for yourself, don't you? There's no need to worry about us, then. But I still will worry. Who else is still here? Oh yes. Croton, right? Croton? Heave ho! Heave ho! I'm helping mommy and daddy out. Good kid. I'm packing everything away while the men discuss our next move. Don't worry, we're used to this, considering we do it several times a year. Yeah, we do, but still. Who else? Oh, over here. Oh, yes. Cheetah. I'm trying to keep Ilfa calm right now. She's always bursting with energy and hates having to deal with carrying things, you see. Please calm down, Ilfa. We're going to need your help with moving. Anybody else here? No. So let's head over to the Southern Highlands, because we can't go to the north. Right under the southern regions of the Highlands? Yes, please. I'm really sorry to put you guys up to this. You already helped me more than enough yesterday. No problem. Don't sweat it. This must be the kind of breaking news that every press photographer dreams of being on the scene of. Still, it bothers me. How is it possible that both the Imperial and Republic bases were attacked at the same time? Don't you think one attacked first and the other swiftly retaliated? No time to think about that right now. We need to hurry. We need to get to Zender Gate as fast as we can. Right. Ride through roughly. Oh, don't worry. You're in good hands with Reen. Same day, 10 a.m. Everybody rides on tanks. Looks like the Imperial Army's 3rd Armored Division. And it appears they're preparing for deployment. Thanks, everyone. Let me go see if I can get permission to start taking photographs. I wonder where Lieutenant General Vander could be. We need to find him so he can tell us what's going on here. I suspected you might show up. Hey, Zex. Lieutenant General. Did you have some business to attend to elsewhere, sir? I thought I'd conduct another sweep of the area as a precaution. But never mind that now. You came at the perfect time. A freight train bound for Roar departs 30 minutes from now. I want you all aboard that train. Finish up your field study as quickly as you can and return to the academy. What? But sir... Well, things ultimately depend on the actions of the Republican Army. The bottom line is that we may be mere hours away from armed conflict with the Calvard Republic. I've already informed everyone in the settlement. Did they not relay the message to you? Be that as it may. We can't just turn tail and pretend none of this is happening. Lieutenant General, have you established which side attacked first? Gaius. That's the central question here. It's still under investigation. You have my assurance that the Imperial Army did not attack. We did not make the first move, nor have we retaliated. However, our army's watchtower was destroyed and several guards lost their lives. As the officer in charge of Zender Gate, I have a duty to act. So there really were fatalities. Let's presume, for the sake of argument, that the damage sustained by the Republican Army's base was in fact a deliberate sabotage by their own forces. How bad was the damage? Several of their facilities suffered major structural damage. Their losses appear to be, at minimum, equal to ours. Honestly, I'd estimate them to be far greater. But if they suffered even more damage than we did, that doesn't make any sense. I'm afraid we've long since passed the point of leisurely discussing our possibilities as an option. I will do all I can to avoid full-scale war, but we're prepared for the possibility of armed conflict. And I suspect they are as well.
But that just seems so wrong.
If that's your opinion, Lieutenant General, will you at least allow me the chance to investigate what happened on my own?
Huh? Gaius? Investigate on your own.
As I'm sure you're aware, I know the Highlands like the back of my hand, and when someone attempts to threaten the peace of my homeland, I won't rest until I've unearthed the truth behind what's happening. You're serious? We'll do everything we can to help you.
I think this falls within the scope of our field study, too.
No, wait. This is the people of Nord's problem. There's no reason for all of you to stay here and risk getting caught up in the crossfire.
A classmate and a friend is staying behind. Isn't that reason enough?
I am the son of the House of Alberea. I would never disgrace the honor of my family name by fleeing in the face of danger.
Besides, it seems like your people have done a lot for my grandfather.
Gaius, do you remember what you said to us back at Heimdall Station? The most important thing is that we all come back safe and sound. Everything else is secondary. It appears you've lost this one, Gaius. Lieutenant General, It is currently 10:05. I'll permit you to 12:30 to conduct your investigation. I will do everything in my power to postpone any potential conflict until at least then. Thank you. The fact that he can actually promise that much is pretty awesome.
Thank you, sir. Then we haven't a moment to waste.
We should begin by visiting the watchtower that was attacked. Well, no, first we gotta talk to everybody here, then we go over there.
That sounds like a good place to start.
No, I want to go back. I need to talk to everybody. Thank you. Really, I appreciate it more than you know.
It's no big deal, honestly. I agree with Elisa. We're classmates after all. And more than that, we're friends.
Well, this is clearly of great importance to you. I know you want to protect your people, but that's not the only reason you're doing this, is it? You got me. It ties back into why I accepted Lieutenant General's recommendation and entered the academy, too. I'm sure each of you feels the same about your own homes, but I love this land with all my heart. The wind racing across the highlands, the vast mountain peaks, the clear blue of the sky, the breathtaking beauty of the rising sun, the melancholy of the sunset, the twinkling of the stars in the twilight. I love everything about this land of Nord. It's part of who I am. Wow, I guess it hasn't sunk in as to how much Nord means to you.
I'm certainly attached to Ruhr, but I can't think of anyone else who would state their love for their homeland so poetically.
If you love this land so much, why did you leave it behind? If you truly love Nord, if Nord is such a part of you, what is it that drove you to enroll in a military academy in a foreign land so far away? I'm not surprised you find it strange. To be honest, I'm still not totally sure what compelled me to do it. Back when I was a kid, the Republican Army built a base in the Eastern Plains, and the Imperial Army responded in kind with their watchtower. It made me more uneasy with every passing year. Years ago, a traveling priest from the Septine Church taught me all about the history of the continent. One thing that stood out to me was just how many lives have been lost during the conflicts between the major powers. Another major theme was just how profound the impact of the Orbital Revolution had on people's lives. Even the concept of time and distance have changed so much. In effect, the orbital revolution shrunk the world. It made me realize a sad truth, one that kind of scares me even now, that there was no guarantee my homeland could stay at peace forever. That one day it might be drawn into outsiders' conflicts and be occupied and redistricted into oblivion. I can't believe you were thinking about such weighty things even as a kid.
So then, you joined the academy in order to learn more about the outside world that posed a threat to your homeland?
Yeah, something along those lines. When I realized how afraid I was, I knew I couldn't close my eyes. I wanted to do something, anything to protect this land. As luck would have it, I met the Lieutenant General. He's the one who told me about Thor's military academy. One thing led to another. He offered me a recommendation, and before I knew it, I took him up on his offer. So there I was, green as grass, heading off to study abroad despite having no clue what life in the Empire was like. Thinking back on how it all came together, what you said is probably what I was thinking back then. Honestly, I've yet to hear a student offer more galvanizing reason than yours for enrolling at the academy.
I have to agree. I don't know too many people who love their homeland so much that they leave it behind to find a better way to protect it. It's not a sentiment I can imagine many Erebonians feeling, that's for sure. But I think I finally understand.
Elisa?
Oh, just an idle thought. But having heard Gaius pour his heart out to us, there's no way we can just walk away from this. Not after the people of Nord gave us such a warm welcome and treated us like family. Indeed, I couldn't have asked for more.
Agreed. We'll get to the bottom of what's going on here and stop the war from breaking out. Nord may not be our home, but it's still an important neighbor. I'll do what I can to aid you.
Thanks, all of you.
Really, thank you. And it still gets really hard to look at the aftermath of the explosions. I really have the sense that at least some of the people I know are okay. You can see shell damage everywhere. It's even worse than I feared.
And they've confirmed casualties too. I didn't think I'd have to see anything like this.
As students at the military academy, things like this are always within the realm of possibility. Although I hardly expected my first sight of such devastation to be the spark that ignites war with Calvard.
This may be too much for students like us to handle.
No, we've all been in situations that looked impossible before, haven't we? And every time we've come through, we just have to stay calm and think. I'm sure there's something we can do here too.
You're right.
True, we should focus on doing what we can. Whatever we decide to do, we need to get a better grasp of the situation. Yeah, let's find who's in charge and get their permission to start an investigation. I see. If Lieutenant General Vander has given you his permission, I see no reason to refuse.
Thank you.
However, I want to make it clear that armed conflict with Calvard could begin at any moment. We've got our hands full staying on guard for any potential threat from the east. I'll permit you to speak with the soldiers in here, but don't get in the way of them doing their duties. Understood? Okay, let's get started. We should start by speaking with the soldiers and assessing the damage.
And that seems wise. When we gathered all the information we need, we can start piecing it together. Right, let's go.
Yeah, we just need to speak to everybody. And there's lots of stuff to deal with here too. Yeah, first was the shell.
Huh? Is this?
What's up, Lisa? Is there something unusual about that scrap of metal? Yeah, it's a shell.
I knew it. This is a mortar shell manufactured by the Reinford Company.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've seen them before on the assembly line. There's only a couple models capable of firing this kind of shell. That would suggest that the mortar used to fire it was also made by the Rhineford Company. But if we assume that's true, it seems much less likely that the Republic was involved. True, why would the Republican Army use a weapon made in the Empire? It doesn't make much sense to me.
Even if we account for deception, it seems unlikely that Calvard would go this far to conceal their involvement. Though, considering the stakes, we cannot entirely rule out that a possibility. Still, it might prove to be an important clue to solving this mystery. And anybody else? Oh, that other guy's gone. That's right. Hey, I lost some good friends last night. I'm still having trouble getting over it. Rowan might have been the hardest working soldier here. Can't believe he's just gone. Please do what you can with your investigation. Why'd they have to die? I keep telling Zatz and Manning to get some rest, but they just don't listen. Can't say I blame them though. They're the only ones who survived that attack without suffering major injuries after all, which makes me wonder how the hell that managed to happen. Hey. How's the situation with the Republican Army? Looks like they're really hustling over there. We've confirmed a number of armored vehicles entering and exiting the area.
We've heard their base got hit pretty hard, too. And from over here, it looks that way.
The Lieutenant General said that the Republican base got hit at least as hard as the watchtower, if not harder. But we believe they're responsible for that as well. They need an excuse to attack us, and that sure as hell looks like one. Do you really think that's true? That much damage seems awfully excessive. They probably got overzealous with the explosives. Doesn't make much difference either way. If they're brazen enough to attack us, we'll blow them back across the border. The soldiers here all seem to have their doubts. But without any hard evidence, we're not going to be able to convince them of anything. We should reconsider the possibility this was a deliberate act of the sabotage by Calvard's forces. No, it wasn't. There seems to be a lot going on over there with the Republican Army. I can only assume they're prepping for an offensive. Let them try. If they hit us, we'll hit them back harder. We need to establish our surveillance of the Republican Army as soon as possible. From now on, we of the 3rd Armored Division will be stationed here to take over the surveillance duties. First and foremost, though, we need to get a thorough understanding of what's going on here. And you, sir? We need to focus all of our vigilance towards the east. You have my permission to conduct your investigation and speak with my men, but stay out of the way as much as you can. Oh, you're the gentleman from before, that's right. Hey! Rowan, why'd you have to die on me? Zatz.
He seems pretty down.
Can't say I don't understand how he feels, though. It was right when the shifts changed. Rowan came out to relieve me, and I was chattering away with him like always. That's when the first shell hit us. Must have been around 3 in the morning. So it started around 3 then. Right in the middle of the night. I was on lookout. I should have noticed something was off, but that explosion completely took me by surprise. I was so sure nothing would ever happen out here that when something actually did, I was totally useless. If I just paid a little more attention, if I'd been a better soldier, Rowan might have been with us now. It's not your fault. None of us could have predicted something like this would ever happen. You can hardly blame yourself for a lack of vigilance after being stationed in a peaceful area like this for so long.
They attacked us in the dead of night, knowing your guard would be down. I wonder if it really was the Republican armies to me after all.
We need more information before we can say for sure. No, I don't think it was them. There was something else that happened before we came under attack. We heard an explosion coming from the Republican Army's base. When we looked, we saw smoke pouring out of it.
What?
We knew that both bases were attacked, but did both attacks really happen around the same time? If that's so, it's unlikely that either army was responsible.
Who is responsible then? We should keep this in mind as we piece things together.
And anything else you have to say, buddy? I was lucky enough to escape with barely a scratch. What really wasn't luck is because Rowan protected me with his life.
Why, Rowan? I'll never be half the man you were. Why didn't you just save yourself?
I don't know what to say.
We should just focus on our investigation. That's all we can do for them right now.
And there's still more to be done. But there's other people to talk to as well. At least this guy. I'm the 1st Engineer Squad of 3rd Armored Division. We brought a lot of tools and materials to help clear away the rubble, but you're welcome to use them if you want. I can sell you some of our materials or tune your ornaments too.
Oh, that's helpful.
The damage here is pretty severe. I can only assume it was caused by some kind of mortar. The perpetrators better not think they're gonna get off lightly attacking an Imperial Army facility like this. No, they definitely won't. Now, let's see. There's one more person, right? Oh, there it is. That's what we needed.
This is awful. It really is. Looks like they got hit hard.
And to think there were casualties. You know, the Imperial Army isn't going to sit and twiddle their thumbs after suffering an attack like this. They have their image to uphold, after all. Hey, it looks like most of the damage is concentrated on the south side of the building. You think whoever carried out the attack could have done it from the Highlands?
It seems very likely. But where in the plains could they launch an attack like that from?
Oh, I know. Because I've investigated the area before. Well, the Highlands are incredibly vast. You need some kind of clue just to know where to start looking.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to find something here that'll point us to the right direction. I think that's all the info we can gather here.
I think so too.
Now that we need to analyze what we've learned. First, we should establish a good picture of what was happening when the attack occurred.
That seems like the best place to start. So first of all, what time did the actual attack on the watchtower happen?
1 a.m., 2 a.m., or 3 a.m.? 3 a.m. Because that's what was drilled into us.
It was 3 a.m.
Yes, that's what the guard told us. But that wasn't all that was going on then. That's right. The Republican Army's base also came under attack. And according to Lieutenant General, they suffered even greater damage than what happened here.
I think we can safely discount the possibility that the Republican Army bombed their own forces then. But there's no evidence that the Imperial Army launched an attack either. All we know is that both attacks happened, and both sides took heavy damage. However, as Elisa said, we have no evidence to suggest that either side was responsible.
If we accept that as fact, then the most likely scenario is that the responsibility lies with another party entirely.
So you think
a third party is working behind the scenes to provoke both countries into starting a war? Tensions between the Empire and Republic are always high. But compared to other areas of similar political value, the North Highlands have always been peaceful. I can conceive of no reason either country would have decided to break that peace last night.
I agree. If anything, it seems that the negatives would outweigh the positive for both parties. If this were Crossbell, it might be a different story, but here... And now they mention it, we found something else odd about that attack on the watchtower, didn't we? is something that seems to point to a third party's involvement. Something else odd about the attack on the watchtower. I bet she's referring to this. The time it happened, the weapon that was used, or the area that was damaged. It was the weapon that was used because it was a Rhineford one, and why would they use something from the Empire? You're talking about the mortars used for the attack, right? Exactly. It looks like orbital mortars they used in the attack were an old Rhineford model. And I, for one, find it pretty unlikely that the Republican Army is packing Erebonian-made weapons. Indeed, they have little reason to be, considering the Republic has its own major orbital technology manufacturer. The Verne Company, as I recall. Yeah, the Verne Company is responsible for manufacturing most of the arms used by the Republican Army. Then there's the fact that the mortar used here is old. The Imperial Army hasn't used this model for years. I've heard that the military surplus sometimes makes its way into the black market and ends up in the hand of mercenaries. Knowing that, it seems unlikely that either army chose to use it to cover their tracks. Quite. However, there's a far more pressing question we need to answer. What do you mean? Ah, I know where you're going. We need to know where the attack was launched from in the first place. That's going to be difficult to work out. Not so much. But without that vital detail, all of our speculation thus far is for naught. If we intend to avert a war, we need more than speculation. We need conclusive evidence. Agreed. But the Highlands are far too vast to just strike out searches blindly, especially when the Lieutenant General's deadline is rapidly approaching. Actually, we may not have to start our search blind. If Lisa and Gaius would lend me a hand, I might be able to help. Huh? What do you have in mind? If I can factor location and damage together with the speed and trajectory of the mortar shells, and then take into account the Highlands winds, I may be able to estimate the area from which the mortar was fired. Potentially, anyway. Are you serious? It sounds easier said than done. I'll do what I can. Are you familiar with the specifics of the shell that was used? I think so. It's an old model, but I should be able to give you some rough data. That should be plenty. Anyway, let's have another look at those damaged areas and start our calculations. Please come with me, everyone. Right. Emma the Genius, an AP increased by 1. Alright, I think I've calculated a rough location. I believe the mortar was fired from a location to the south of here. Using the map as a reference point, that means it was likely launched from somewhere in this area. And according to my calculations, the launch site shouldn't be too far from here. Wow, I can't believe you managed to work all that out. That's well beyond the level of mathematics we cover in class. I'll be watching Regnants really sweat it out, trying to best you on our next midterms. It's just a little applied physics. I could have done it without Elisa and Gaius' help, though. It looks like we got a nice big piece of puzzle right in our hands. Sure seems like it. Let's take off and start looking. Right. Reen and the others reported their findings to the soldier in charge and asked him to relay the intel to Zender Gate. Afterwards, they set out on horseback to begin their search. Alright, let's start looking where the mortar was actually fired from. If what Emma calculated is correct, it should have been fired from a point south of the watchtower, and most likely from a point that's easy to overlook, so that it's not found out. Let's see if we can find anywhere that fits that description. We'll likely need to rely on the map to help us. I wonder if the culprit could still be there. Regardless, we should see what we can find.
And thankfully it's not too far from where we need to be. And that's also going to mean fun times because there's a certain somebody that we're going to be running into relatively shortly. I'm looking forward to this fight. Hey, over there.
You found something?
Yes, we did.
Oh, what's a rope ladder doing all the way up there?
Well, somebody used it, obviously. I can hardly believe its presence here is a mere chance. Do the people of Nord use this area for anything?
Not that I've ever known of. This has got that much more suspicious then. Perhaps a mortar was fired from somewhere up there.
It definitely seems worth a look. I'm just not sure how we're going to get up there. We can't reach that rope ladder from down here. Nope, we have somebody who can help. I see no way to climb up the cliff face itself either. If you have any suggestions, now would be a fine time.
I believe I have an idea. What if we are able to make use of Elisa's orbital bow? My bow? How? Well, if you're able to hit the cord that's tying the rope ladder, perhaps it would unroll itself, allowing us to climb up. I'm glad you think I'm that good of a shot, but I don't really see that working. It was just a thought.
Well, it's not like we have any other ideas. Why not give it a try? True enough, and time is one resource we don't have much of right now. Searching for some manner of tool to pull it down would cost us precious time as well.
I can't really argue with that. All right, here goes nothing.
More magic time.
There.
And it magically hits.
Wait, what? It actually worked.
You seem to have the makings of a great hunter. It seems this day is a day for lucky shots.
We'll have to start calling you Quick Draw Lisa.
Was I just imagining things, or did that arrow glow for a second? It did.
Well, now that we can reach the ladder, why don't we go have a look at the top of the cliff?
Yeah, let's see what's up there. Let us go. And at least this is a sturdy ladder, but still. Oh, actually what I probably should do is I probably should save. Here. Because up on that hill, we find stuff. There! Exactly the smoking gun we were looking for, too. Mm-hmm.
Well, well. Old orbital mortars. All Rhineford models, too. And it looks like they've been used recently. So this is where they were hiding them.
I can see why they chose this place. Who would think to look here? They must have fled the area after firing them last night, leaving the launchers where they were. But unfortunately, these do not alone furnish enough evidence to avert the war.
You're right, unfortunately.
If we just had a bit more evidence.
Still, this is a solid step forward for our investigation. Perhaps we should return to Zender Gate and let the Lieutenant General know? That sounds like a good idea.
Alright, let's go and report. Oh no, it was not here. It was down below. Okay, so let me just remember as to how to get up there. I have to go around. And then up. Yeah. So let's get down, and then we had to, I would say race Millium. Well, sort of we did. The thing is, though, if I recall correctly, it was very lenient. Huh? There! Isn't that... Hey! It's our friend. It's a flying object we saw fleeing from Arched Fort near Brehard. There's no mistaking something that strange, and it looks like it's carrying something. It can't be a coincidence they show up now of all times. They're heading northwest, and we're going after them.
Right.
Saddle up. Chase and find the floating silver object before time runs out. And we will get there. Oh, we won't let them get away. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It was this way. You have to go around. Because I know that they're going up to the section sort of with all the columns. It's just a matter of just trying to get there as quickly as possible. And thankfully, there's no limit as to how often you can use dash. If there was, that'd be really, really bad. Mm-hmm. They did. And up here is where we need to go. And we'll have a little fun and playing with Millium. I definitely saw them land around here. I can sense someone up ahead.
Really?
Yeah, I'm betting it's that thing we were chasing. So our quarry is finally within reach.
I think it was carrying a young girl.
Well, we'll find out what we're dealing with soon enough. AP increased by 1. But let's just save one more time. Because this will be an interesting fight. Huh?
There they are. She really does look like a child.
What's that silver construct with her? Save the speculation for later. We need to capture them before they escape. Again, you should really wear a better outfit, kiddo. What is it with that outfit anyway? Hey! Yeah, of course she does. She's part of the intelligence vision after all. A very foul robot. Exactly. Again, I still don't understand what those things are around her wrists. Weirdest weapon ever.
無用な疑いはかけたくない。だが、この地にいる理由と名前くらいは教えてもらえないか。
なんか露骨に疑われちゃったみたいだし。
Well, because you've gotten in trouble a couple times already. So yes, of course we're gonna see as a bad guy.
ちょっと段取りが狂ったかな。そっか、その手があったか。君たちが手伝ってくれれば万事解決、オールオッケーだよね。何を
It's just amazing that Millium figures, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh wait, I'll get the people who are accusing me of stuff to help, have them help me out for doing other things.
でも、どれだけできるか、ちょっとだけ試させてね。
やる気か。
Of course it is. It's just a weird way to start off the challenge. Milliam Orion.
僕はミリアム。ミリアム・オライオンだよ。こっちはガーちゃん。正式名称はアガートラム。それじゃよろしくね。
Yeah, let's get
そ
started.
れじゃ始めよっか。
参る。せいや。
Down Earth.
任せてく
Nope.
れ。
No, it isn't. Oh no, I did that. Okay.
竜巻を投げ払
And I will have to examine her a bit too.
え。いいだろう。
Actually, I know I really can't delay her, I don't think. I think I said it was resisted? No, it isn't resisted.
行きます。
Let's examine her
敵
before
ユニット
things
の
get
抵
too
抗を
crazy.
解析完了です。
Milliam. A mysterious girl gives orders to the silver combat puppet with her overpowering foes with powerful strikes. Nothing really much to write home about, though.
参る。そこだ。さあ。参る。
Actually, what we'll do is we'll do everybody motivated and then just go to town on her.
任せるがいい。
Yeah, you have your crystal saber. That's right. I couldn't remember if Studio still doesn't have their S-Pack yet. I think out of this group, Emma's the only one who still doesn't.
クリスタルセイバ
やっちゃ
ー。行くぞ。
え。私の番ですね。すみません。お願いします。任せてちょうだい。
And let's just do... Oh... Yeah, these two.
みんな頑張って。
ありがとう。
Why? Because more CP is awesome.
行くぞ。
I can do Flame Slash, yeah.
炎よ。我が剣に集え。はあ。
This should take care of her? Yeah.
油断したかな。
戦闘終了。先に進もう。
The one thing I'm really looking forward to, though, is the golem fight later. Get to have my revenge. No, Sepith! No fair.
君たち結構すごいな。
Not totally, but yeah, I guess we're pretty good.
うんうん。これなら大丈夫そうかな。
小娘。いい加減にしてもらおうか。
2つの軍事施設への攻撃、やっぱりあなたの仕業なの？だから違うってば。まあもうなんて説明すれば分かってくれるんだろう。
You can't really handle all that stuff. You just investigate things.
だったら話せる範囲まででも構わない。
Just no classified information. Wait, what am I saying? She always likes classified information.
君が知っている情報を教えてくれ。俺たちの力が必要と言ったな。この地の平穏を取り戻せるならいくらでも力を貸そう。だからどうか話してほしい。
リン、ガイウス。
甘いとは思うが。
No, never. You're just going to regret the fact that she joins a party because she's just going to be a major thorn in your side, Yusis.
ミリアムさんと言いましたか。とにかく時間がありません。私たちにどんなことを手伝ってほしいんでしょうか。手伝ってほしいのは監視塔と共和国軍の基地を砲撃した連中、数名くらいの武装集団の拘束だよ。
Hey, we're gonna be hunting Jaegers.
なんですって？あの迫撃砲を見たでしょ？同じものが共和国軍の基地から少し離れた場所に隠してあったんだ。ま、同じ連中が仕掛けたんだろうね。
ちょっと待て。
その武装集団というのは一体どういう？
Dropouts.
詳しくは知らないけど、両兵崩れっぽいから高額なミラで雇われただけなんじゃないかな。ま、これからその辺りを確かめに行こうと思ったんだけど。
待ってくれ。
そいつらがどこにいるのか君は知っているのか？
高原の北の方だよ。どう？手伝ってくれるなら案内してあげるんだけど。
分かった。とりあえず協力させてもらう。トールス士官学院7組、リーン・シュバルツァーだ。
ガイウス・ウォーゼル。
アリサン・ラインフォルトよ。一応よろしくね。エマ・ミルスティンです。よろしく、ミリアムちゃん。
We're just gonna be really nice towards this little kid who is causing trouble and can beat up things with a silver puppet.
ユーシス・アルバレアだ。オーロックス砦の侵入についてもいろいろと話してもらいたいものだが。
Let her have it, Eustace.
僕たちに気づいてたんだ。
Yeah, you didn't really make a clean getaway.
それはそれ、これはこれで一旦お願いします。
調子のいい。
まあまあ。
とにかくよろしく。それじゃあ早速だけど高原の北に向かっちゃおっか。
ああ、だがその前に一旦集落に寄らせてくれ。
そうね。通信機で門にも状況を説明したいし。
よし、とにかく出発しよう。で、君の方は彼に乗っていくのか？
No, she'll be going with us and hiding Lammy.
そうだね。とりあえずせっかくだし君の後ろに乗せてもらおうかな。母ちゃん。
I'm just trying to figure out what she calls them. Because it doesn't sound like Lammy, unless it's just a different way to pronounce it. I'll have to figure it out.
消えた？
しかも今の消え方は。
Yeah? Think back to Sarah's little toy.
ほらほら出発するんでしょ。それじゃあ武装集団を捉えるためにレッツゴー。
Oh my gosh, that face! Thank you for watching the video today. I do appreciate it. If you can, leave a like as it does help, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. A huge thank you to my supporters, and if you'd like to help the channel, please feel free to visit the links in the description below and become a member. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!